call the number on your screen. A little more than a week, there have been more than a dozen earthquakes in East Tennessee. This according to the U.S. Geological Survey. We have felt some, like the 4.4 magnitude quake in Decatur on Wednesday. Others, they were too small to be noticed.
But it's left many of our viewers with questions, including, is this a prelude to a much bigger earthquake? For this 10 Listens report, we turn to 10 News reporter Stephanie Haynes. Hey, Stephanie.
Robin and John, a geology expert from UT, says a bigger earthquake not likely. And there's not been an increase of earthquakes, but many of you have posted other questions too, such as why so many at once and how can I prepare? Looking at this map of earthquakes may give you anxiety, but Dr. Robert Hatcher, a UT professor emeritus of geology, says we don't need to panic.
No, I would not be worried.
He says this recent string of earthquakes doesn't necessarily mean a bigger one is coming. In fact, he says that's unlikely, because the earthquakes don't show a pattern.
Why not? Because they're sort of diffuse. They were, the one at Decatur is not lined up with anything of the others that have occurred. These earthquakes are sort of here, there, and yonder. It's sort of a random occurrence of earthquakes.
He says we live in the eastern Tennessee seismic zone. That's completely separate from the New Madrid seismic zone. That's in the western part of the state, and he says that's the most active seismic zone in this part of the country. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, in 1812, an at least 7 magnitude earthquake in the New Madrid area reversed the direction of the Mississippi River. Dr. Hatcher says if that were to happen today, we would feel it here in East Tennessee and see damage.
Oh, absolutely. You'd feel it and there would be damage. You would see it.
Dr. Hatcher says you can't predict an earthquake, but he knows we live in an active zone.
We know there has to be one or more active faults in the deep crust producing earthquakes. Earthquakes are produced by active faults, by elastic energy being released along the fault.
Dr. Hatcher says he does have earthquake insurance. He bought it just a few years ago, and he says if you are worried about your home, you can have a structural engineer look at it, but reinforcements are expensive. Back to you guys.
Stephanie Haynes on the story. Thank you. And if you do have a question or story you'd like us to check into, please email 10listens@wbir.com, or you can call